Now that you have a fair understanding of the big ideas, you are ready to move on to the question of when you react zinc with HCl or hydrochloric acid, heat is released. Why does that happen? So up here at the top I have the chemical equation that shows what happens when zinc and hydrochloric acid combine. And down here is something called an energy diagram. So I'll walk you through what that looks like. On the y-axis you have your energy. And for our purposes today we can think of energy in terms of heat energy or temperature. And on the x-axis you have the reaction progress. So over here are our reactants. Here's our zinc and our hydrochloric acid. And as the reaction progresses, these atoms are going to break their bonds and rearrange to form new bonds over here. So these are our products. So I'm going to show you on the graph what is happening to the energy step by step as we're going through this reaction. Okay, so we have our zinc right here, the blue sphere, and we have our hydrochloric acid. And to start off, let's say that these have about that much energy. I'm just going to start drawing a line right there. Now, in order for hydrochloric acid to break apart, it's going to take a little bit of energy for that to happen. So I'm just showing my reaction up here. My hydrogen breaks apart from that chlorine, and when that happens, we see a little spike in our energy because it has to get some energy. It has to absorb some energy. From where? From the surrounding atmosphere, from the surrounding environment. So it actually absorbs a little bit of energy here. And then you have all of these atoms right here that are in a very energetic state right now. So what happens is your zinc and your chlorines form a new bond right there, and as soon as that starts to happen, they start to release large amounts of energy. Remember, forming bonds releases your energy, so that's what you're seeing happen on the graph right now. At the same time, your two hydrogens are pairing up and making H2, so that's releasing even more of that energy. Now eventually, when all the bonds are done being formed, then you're going to see that energy bottom out again. But as the reaction progressed, we went from our reactants right here to our products over here, and a lot of heat was released. So that is why that test tube became incredibly warm, because during this process right here, as these bonds were reforming, heat was released. Stop and make sure that you understand this process. This is what we call an exothermic reaction. During an exothermic reaction, heat exits the reaction, and we can tell because we can feel that reaction get really, really hot. Okay, stop and review this with a neighbor. Make sure you understand what is happening during an exothermic reaction.